Hello friends, in this video I will give you an overview of the process of getting nursing registration and permanent residency in Australia. As we all know that with the limited career growth options in the field of nursing in India and other developing nations, Australia has shined out as a dream destination to work as a registered nurse. And that is so because working there you get very advanced and world-class workplace environment and facilities. So if you want your name on this certificate and you want to work full time and live in Australia on a permanent visa, you'll have to follow certain steps. So to start with, you have to gain English competency and then you apply for registration to APRA, which is then followed by bridging program that is to be done in Australia only, and after which you are granted your registration. And once you are registered, before applying for the visa, you have to get your skills assessed from ANMAC. And getting a positive response from ANMAC, you are eligible to submit the expression of interest, then followed by visa invitation, and finally you can submit your PR application. Now let's go through these steps one by one. To gain English competency, you can opt for any of these tests. These are IELTS academic module, PTE academic, and OET. So in all these tests, you can submit your score from one test sitting or from two test sittings which were attempted within a period of 6 months. In IELTS, for one test sitting you have to get 7 bands overall and in each module, that is listening, reading, writing and speaking. And if you are submitting your score from two test sittings, they must be within a period of 6 months and you should have 7 bands overall in both the test and in each component collaboratively, and with no band less than 6.5 in any of the component and in any of the test settings, right? Similarly for PTE academic, you have to get a score of 65 overall and in each of the communicative skills. And if it's the case of two test sittings, then there shouldn't be any score less than 58 in any of the communicative skills in any test sitting. And the same story goes for OET. You have to score level B either in one test sitting or in two test sittings with no score less than C level in any component of the test. Right? Once you have gained the English competency, you are now eligible to apply for registration to APRA. APRA is Australian Health Practitioner Regulation Agency, and to this agency we apply for registration as internationally qualified nurses and midwives. The details of submitting AGOS 40 form to APRA along with all the documents and requirements is in my next video. Now the application outcome here can be any of these. You might get your registration granted directly, or your application might get refused, or there might be a conditional refusal, that is your application is refused but you are referred for a bridging program. Bridging program, also known as IRON program, that is initial registration of overseas nurses. This is one program that enables internationally qualified nurses and midwives to meet the requirements and gain competency for registration. And keep it in mind that you have to do this program from an NMBA approved college only. There's a list of college on the site of Australian Health Practitioner Regulation Agency. So from there you can pick out any college. The duration of this course ranges from 3 months to 6 months, and the course fee ranges from 10,000 to 15,000 Australian dollars. That depends on different institutions. And in this course, you are placed for theory as well as clinical practice parts. So once you have successfully completed the IRON program, you become eligible to apply for registration to NMBA again. And keep in mind that you have to apply using a fresh application form, that is AGBP 40, to APRA once again. And after the processing, your registration is granted to you. And at this point, you become the Australian registered nurse. And using this license, you can work in Australia as a registered nurse if you are on a valid visa already. But if you don't have a valid visa to stay and work in Australia, and you want to apply for permanent visa, Then you have to get your skills assessed by an authority known as ANMAC, that is Australian Nursing and Midwifery Accreditation Council. Before you apply for the visa, you have to get positive skills assessment letter of determination issued by ANMAC. This authority assesses your educational qualifications and your work experience if there is any. And if the result comes out to be positive, means if NMAC has determined your studies to be equivalent to the Australian standards and has determined you to be suitable for migration, then you become eligible for submitting your expression of interest for point-based skilled migration visa. While submitting EOI, your score is calculated depending on various factors, and these factors are age, your English competency, and your experience overseas as well as in Australia, your qualifications, whether it's a bachelor's degree, master's, or PhD. And if you have got any sponsorship from state or any of your relative or family member, then your points will be added here. Once your EOI is selected, you will be invited to apply for the particular visa that you have that you have submitted your EOI for. And after getting the invitation, you have 60 days to submit your visa application. And this visa is a permanent one. This gets you a full-time work rights as well as the rights of staying in Australia permanently. You can include your dependent family members, that is your spouse and children, in your visa application. So all these are the steps of getting registered in nursing in Australia as well as of getting a permanent residency. Thank you for watching, and for any further consultations you can contact me on this number or you can drop me an email. Thank you.